Workspaces. What the heck is a workspace? Well, all a workspace is a saved Photoshop interface, if you will. That's really all there is to it. So let me give you a practical example of this. As you can see, I've gone and made a mess out of my Photoshop interface in the previous exercise. I was just showing you some different techniques for customizing things and so on, but I've left things in sort of a mess here. So how do we get back to where we were previously? Well, check this out. I'm going to head up to the window menu, and then the second option that we have there, workspace. And notice that we have all of these preset workspaces available to us: typography, photography, motion, and so on, right? And there's the default essentials. That's kind of the default Photoshop workspace. But I'm going to head down to reset essentials. Go ahead and choose that guy. And what that does is that rewinds the interface almost. It takes us all the way back to where you and I had started way back at the beginning. So notice that swatches is now back over on the right hand side. It's grouped with color as it was previously. Layers, channels, paths, and so on. In this second column of panels that we have here, just the icons, I'm all the way back down to where I started: history and that properties panel. So this is the default workspace. So that's how that works. But what else can we do here? Well, I'm going to head back to the window menu, back down to workspace, and let's go and explore some of the other workspaces that we have available. Let's go and check out painting, for instance. Go ahead and choose painting there. And what's going to happen here is the Photoshop interface is going to reorganize, resort itself somewhat to now be optimized for painting inside Photoshop. You can see that now I have my brush presets panel available on the right hand side. We also have some additional panels available inside that column of icons there as well. Let's go and check out a few more. Window, down to workspace, and let's try typography. Go ahead and choose typography there. All right, so that's the idea behind a workspace. I hope that's working for you here. I'm going to go all the way back down to my essentials. So I'm going to go window, workspace, and then essentials. And of course, that again rewinds the clock here for me. Workspaces are fantastic, and you can even save your own workspaces, your own custom workspaces if you want. Let me show you how to do this. What I'm going to have you do is I want you to customize the Photoshop interface in some way. Arrange the panels in some sort of fashion. Here's the kind of the quick down and dirty example that I'm going to use. I'm going to head to my window menu, and then I'm going to head down to paragraph, and there's my paragraph and character panels now sitting on screen. I'm just going to tear those guys away. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move these guys over onto the left-hand side of my screen, something like this, right? I'll dock them together just by dragging the panel tabs there. And let's see, I'm going to go after two more panels. I'm going to head back to the window menu, and I'm going to head to paragraph styles. So we have paragraph styles, and we also have character styles as well. Okay, so I'm going to grab these two fellas. I'll drop them into one another. So now we have this tab group, right? This panel group, and I'll drag these guys over into the left-hand area as well. There, something like that. Okay, wonderful. And then last but not least, maybe what I'll do is I'll collapse these guys down to icons. So now I have a column of icons over on the left-hand side. That's great. And then maybe over on the right-hand side, I'll make a couple of quick adjustments. I'm going to tear away styles. I'll tear away paths as well. I'll close out of these guys. Don't need those guys for now. And maybe what I'll do is I'll take my adjustments panel and I'll dock him or group him into the top set of panels, color and swatches there. There we go, something like this, right? So a little more of a cleaner interface, at least for myself. And then what I'll do is I'll save this guy. I'm going to head back to the window menu, back down to workspaces, and then I'm going to head down to new workspace. And I'm prompted for a name here. So I'm going to call my workspace Jeff's Workspace, or you can call this whatever you like, optimized for web design or optimized for print design, whatever you like. And let's see here, I can capture a variety of items here. Panel locations will be saved in this workspace. Keyboard shortcuts and menus are optional. So as a matter of fact, you can actually go and customize Photoshop's keyboard shortcuts and menus as well. And you have the option here of saving those customizations with your new workspace. But I think for now, I'm just going to save the panel locations. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. So now, when I head back to the window menu, back down to Workspace, we are now working inside, at least myself anyway, Jeff's workspace. Now what's cool about this is I can go back to Essentials, and well, that should have rewound the clock on me. Let me try a different workspace here. I'll go back to perhaps Painting here. There we go, rearrange the workspace, and then back to Window, back to Workspace, and then back over to Jeff's workspace, and of course now the interface rearranges itself back to what I had just saved. Workspaces, they're really, really cool here inside Photoshop.